This is my Casio PRO fx-1 that I recently bought, and it works, or at least it does now. I've cleaned the keyboard up. I had some contamination on the keyboard, and some of the keys weren't registering correctly, so I fixed that by cleaning it, and that means I've had to take it apart. I've also got a couple of wires hanging out and the front's not on at the moment. I've been scoping up the signals for the card reader, because this didn't come with any cards, which means it's not really as useful as it could be, because it doesn't have any permanent memory. But once you've got cards, that means you can store, well, as many programs as you want, load them in, run them and so on, and it becomes quite a useful calculator. So I had a go at making some cards, and my first attempt was some credit cards, and I think the coercivity is a high coercivity strip on credit cards rather than a low, and the calculator needs a low coercivity strip. So I bought some low coercivity CR80 credit cards, and I've machined 85 slots along the bottom of the card, just below the magnetic strip. And this is used when writing cards. I don't think it's used for reading. I think it's only used for writing, and I think it provides a reference for the data on the card. So after a few false starts, I've actually managed to get a card that works here. So this has already got a program on it, so I'm going to set it to read, clear it, and swipe the card. And you can see that no error lights come on, which is good. And if I run the program, it's stopping with answer 0, and it's 1 to 0 in the display. So that is the program that I recorded on there, so that's worked perfectly, which is really good. I've not had many failures. The main problem I had initially when I made these, because I couldn't get them to work, was that I was pulling the card through too quickly. So I put an oscilloscope on and had a look, and it turns out you can pull the card very slowly indeed, and it will still work. So if you put it in and pull it really pretty slowly, still no error light, and if we go to run the program, it comes up. If you pull it through quickly though, let's turn it off and back on just to make sure there's nothing in there. If you shove it through, well, actually that seems to have worked. Okay, so it works quickly or slowly, but I was definitely having trouble getting these cards to work. My cards initially, I just didn't have the right speed through the head or something. I'm not really sure what was going on there. But so if we clear that program and let's write a different one, let's put the digits in the other order. So it's a bit of a strange programming language. It's Fortran, but it's a calculator version of Fortran. So I'm going to go 1 equals, so that's memory 1 equals, and then you've got to put a number in. You have to actually press the K button for constant, and we'll go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then colon, which separates the lines of Fortran. So that's now stored in memory 0. So now we'll just answer 0 colon, and that's it, that's the program. So we'll run it and see what comes up, and the wrong digits come up because I think I put it in 1, didn't I? Oh well, let's do it again. So 1 equals K 987 654 321 colon, and then answer 1 colon. So now we should get, in comp mode, if I run the program, we should get the digits the other way around, 9 all the way down to 1, and answer 1. So I can record that on the card. Just put it in record, AC memory all clear, write it, then you can check it, and if an error light comes on there, so if I put a different card in, that is not the same program, and the error lights come on. If I go back to the original one, no error light, so that's saying that the card contents are the same as the memory contents. You can then go to read mode. I'll power it down, so that program's gone now. If I attempt to run it in comp mode, I just get nothing. It just runs through zeros or something. So if we read the card, that's now read, there's no error. But you can also check that. So now I'm checking the memory contents against the card. So that gives you a sort of double read and a check of the memory. Again, no error. So if we go to comp mode and run that, there we go, 9 down to 1, answer 1. So that's worked. So far I've got 3 cards. It'll take a little bit of time to machine. I've got a little CNC engraver milling machine, and I've managed to make quite a lot more cards than 3. I think I've actually machined 10, but only 3 were suitable for use. I had various machining problems, but they do work, so that's quite nice. That means I've got as many cards as I want now for not too much money. They're fairly cheap, blank CR80 cards.